Rodney shares helpful tips and strategies that just might change the course of your retirement. Listen every Saturday at 10 and 2 to Retire Ready Ohio with Rodney Peters of Peters Wealth Group. The firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services are offered through Peters Wealth Group, a state-registered investment advisor.
Hey, welcome in. Wednesday edition Bruce Hooley Show. Music playing, and we will get right with you. Welcome in, Wednesday edition Bruce Hooley Show. If you're like me, you remember an advertising campaign from years ago. The tagline was, never let them see you sweat. Never let them see you sweat. If you look at the Upper Arlington School District, the Board of Education specifically, and its Teachers Association, they are sweating profusely. And we know that because last night the Upper Arlington Board of Education decided to add Upper Arlington to the list of schools that oppose the school voucher program in the state of Ohio. The school voucher program that is 1 year in. 1 year in. If you, as a family, your income is at 450% of the poverty level in the state of Ohio or below, so about 130,000 household income, you qualify for a full tuition voucher to fund your child's education at a private school, homeschool, whatever. This terrorizes the Ohio Education Association, American Federation of Teachers, Democrats, but I repeat myself, and Upper Arlington, and I used to live there, I'm glad I don't anymore, has become decidedly woke. Something else has happened from the time I moved into Upper Arlington in 1988 to now, and that is when I bought my house on Reading Road in Upper Arlington, I was told by friends, man, you made a really smart choice. You know why you made a really smart choice, Bruce? No, please tell me. Why did I make a really smart choice? Because the schools in Upper Arlington are great. And that's why your property values will never go down. Now, property values in Upper Arlington haven't gone down because property values anywhere have been immune to going down recently. But I look at the U.S. News and World Report ranking of schools, and I see that Upper Arlington is ranked 21st within the state of Ohio. When I moved into Upper Arlington in the late 1980s, that would have been scandalous for Upper Arlington to not have been a top 10, if not a top 5 school. So they are letting us see them sweat over their fear that people in the district don't like the way the LGBTQ agenda has been crammed down the throats of residents, and they don't like the fact that the performance academically of Upper Arlington schools has declined precipitously over the years, and kids are running from that district into other educational alternatives. In 2023, so we're talking 2022, 2023, before EdChoice became expanded, and there aren't many people in Upper Arlington who are at the poverty level, but when the Ohio General Assembly expanded EdChoice from, you have to be at the poverty level, which is about 70 grand or 1.5 times or 130% of the poverty level is what it used to be, 130%. So if you made over 70,000, you didn't qualify. And most people with 2 incomes are above that. So a lot of people didn't qualify. But when they expanded it to 130,000, 450% of the poverty level, well, then all of a sudden, a lot of families around the state of Ohio qualified. And a lot of families around the state of Ohio took advantage of school vouchers. And a lot of families in Upper Arlington took advantage of school vouchers. In the 2022-2023 school year, again, before widespread availability of EdChoice was out there for families to receive, 11 children in Upper Arlington qualified. This year, it went up to 301. 301. And so they are losing students in Upper Arlington. But you know what they are not losing? They are not losing a dime of public funding that is being diverted from Upper Arlington Schools off their official state allocation of school funding, they are not losing a dime of that, despite the fact that almost 300 more people have decided to, 300 more students have decided to leave Upper Arlington Schools and find a better educational alternative. Because while school vouchers have expanded dramatically in the state of Ohio, what has not expanded 1 cent is the amount of money taken from public schools and given to school vouchers. That is not something that the OEA or any other teachers union or the Upper Arlington Board of Education will tell you, because they want to scare you into being as scared as they are. They are fearful that they will eventually lose public funding because they are underperforming, but to this moment, they have not lost a penny. And in fact, school funding across the state of Ohio is more robust to public schools than it has ever been. I'm looking at an op-ed written by State Senator Andrew Brenner, February 20th, just a few months ago. He says, we've spent a record amount on public education in the state of Ohio. K through 12 public school funding is $9.6 billion in fiscal year 2024 and $9.9 billion in fiscal year 2025, an increase of 12.9% or $2 billion over the previous year. The Democrats in the General Assembly whine and complain about money being taken away from public schools, and because they are Democrats, we should not be surprised. They are lying through their teeth. This has not happened. It is not on the docket to be proposed to happen, although I guess I would ask, why not? Why not? Why do we continue to award underperforming schools? And the best measure of a school district underperforming is the number of children who are leaving your school district because they are dissatisfied with the education you are providing. We don't have that problem in the district where I serve on the board. We don't have that problem at all. We have great community support. We have 100%, no, not 100%. There's always some people that don't agree with everything, but we have total community buy-in. We have total community pride. We have total community spirit because we have outstanding teachers and because they have expectations, and they find a way to communicate those expectations and raise the level of achievement of students. And that is what the parents want. And that is why we don't have private schools coming into our district and starting a new private school endeavor. That is why we don't have people leaving our district in droves, because they are very, very happy with the education that we are providing. Our test scores show it. The attitude of the kids shows it. If that's not the case in Upper Arlington, and it isn't, then clutching onto this hopeless endeavor that you're going to take Ed Choice scholarships away from Ohio families, I mean, if you are successful, and I don't believe you will be, you will cannibalize your own position on the Upper Arlington Board of Education. Now, let me just say that there are some good members of that Board of Education. The vote was only 3-2 last night. Lori Trent is one of the two who did not support joining the lawsuit against Ed Choice scholarships. She said, children come in all shapes and sizes, colors and talents, financial and familial backgrounds, and to suggest that one school can meet all those needs is very difficult. She's absolutely right on that. Absolutely right on this. And the UA district, I know what they're doing. They're doing this, and they even say it. They're doing it hoping other wealthy districts, and Upper Arlington is a decidedly wealthy district, they're hoping other wealthy districts will join this lawsuit with the lousy, underperforming, crappy Cincinnati, Dayton, Cleveland, and Columbus city schools who deliver rotten results for students, and parents are upset about it, but parents refuse to elect people to boards of education in those cities that will do anything to change it, because in those cities, they are beholden to the Democratic Party, which means they are beholden to the unions, which means they are beholden to the teachers, which means nothing will get done and nothing will improve. That's just where we are. But it's really interesting. It's coincidental, but probably not, that I happened upon yesterday after the show a story entitled, "No Excuses, Can a Return to Traditional Discipline Save Public Schools?" And I was like mildly interested in this because I favor discipline for consequences. I believe that, or I favor consequences and discipline for actions. And I was like, well, I'll see where they put this plan into place and see how it did. And wouldn't you know, the headline is Columbus, Ohio. And I'm like, wow, what district is doing this in Columbus, Ohio? Because I'm going to find this relevant. And you know what? It is an inner city Columbus school with a predominantly Black and Latino student population. And I'm like, well, I know it's not Columbus City Schools, but which school is it? Well, we'll solve that mystery for you. Next, we'll tell you all about the practices that they are employing at this private school and the results that they are getting. You probably can guess that the results are phenomenal because discipline, consequences for actions, while old-fashioned, actually work.
This afternoon, high today 83, cleared to partly cloudy tonight, low 59. Partly sunny, warm day tomorrow, the high 89.
Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being with us today. And we'll have more later on in the show about the horrific case in North Olmsted where they, every single day, the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office and North Olmsted Police continue to look worse and worse and worse and worse.
They're the finest, most trustworthy installers in Central Ohio. If you need a roof inspection, it's free. If you install a new roof or siding and mention Mike and this ad, you get a $1,000 discount on your residential project. Innovative Roofing Systems. Schedule your appointment today, 614-324-9797. 614-324-9797, or go to innovativeroofingsystems08.com.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS has raised the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes in recent years. This hits hard if you're behind on your taxes. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. If you owe the IRS today,
you're an
you'll
idiot.
owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation. Call 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433.
Cancer treatment is so fun. You get to take about 50 pills a day. It's wonderful.
For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Join me, Dennis Prager, on an unforgettable Bible cruise to the Caribbean, November 29th to December 8th. 2024. Imagine 9 days of basking in the sun, surrounded by the stunning beauty of a tropical paradise. Amid profound conversations, I'll share about the Bible and my insights into current events in a way that I believe you will really enjoy. Secure your spot on this once-in-a-lifetime adventure by calling 855-565-5519 or booking online at PragerBibleCruise.com.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of a typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-94-BIBLE. That's 844-94-BIBLE. 844-94-BIBLE.
Water. You rely on it daily. But what do you really know about it? There's so much more to H2O than you realize. Did you know that tap water provides us with a low-cost way to stay hydrated, public health and fire protection, and nearly every product that we use every day? The more you know about your H2O, the more there is to learn. To learn more, visit drinktap.org. This message is brought to you by the American Water Works Association and your local water provider.
Got an inquiry yesterday about PatriotSwitch.com products. Sent the email out last night, the video that explains the entire program. Love to hear from you. Go to PatriotSwitch.com/Bruce, PatriotSwitch.com/Bruce. What are you switching? Well, you're switching the vendor, not the products you're buying. I'm not telling you stop buying mouthwash or toothpaste or vitamins or minerals or supplements or nutrition bars or cleaning detergent for your laundry. No, I don't want you to stink. Antiperspirant 2, all these products, 450 plus of them, are made by one company, not outsourced, not made in Mexico, not made in China. They're made in the USA from plants, good for the environment, never paid a product liability settlement, never paid a township or a village for dumping toxins into the water. You never see a recall on any of this company's products, and you won't see them advertised. They advertise like I am to you right now, word of mouth. You got to be a shopper. You got to be a member. It's very cheap. It's about a third of what Costco or BJ's or any other wholesale club charges you, or Sam's. The products are better, and you take money out of the pockets of woke corporations that donate to causes you don't like. So check it out, PatriotSwitch.com/Bruce. So the top story we led with today, Upper Arlington Schools has joined the lawsuit against the school voucher program in the state of Ohio. Upper Arlington Board of Education does not want its parents to have the option to hold the school accountable for its progressively failing performance. 21st in the state of Ohio. And you say, wow, that's pretty high, Bruce. It's not where it used to be, and the residents have long been upset. And by the way, the Upper Arlington Schools showed their hand when they remodeled buildings and built their new high school. They purposely, intentionally, and attempted to secretly violate state building codes by not having bathrooms designated male and female. And we've covered before the stories of the female students at Upper Arlington complaining about this, how the bathrooms are nasty and awful, and that sex acts and drug use and everything else has the potential, if not the actual occurrence, of taking place in the stalls in those bathrooms. And then that story was on the Channel 10 website for what? A couple hours, and oh, look at that. It got taken down, amazingly. But the ignorance in Upper Arlington is not limited to the performance on test scores over the years. Here is a quote from a woman named Susan Miller, whose children attend Upper Arlington Schools. I just feel that a public school district has an obligation to defend public funds flowing to public schools and not private schools. I say Susan Miller is ignorant because I define ignorance as having the availability of knowledge and choosing not to avail yourself of that knowledge to allow it to affect your opinion. And if Susan Miller would do a simple Google search, Ohio public school funding, how much is diverted from public schools to private schools under the Ed Choice program, she would find that the number is 0. She's not alone in her ignorance. Michaela Burris tells NBC4i, in communities like ours, we're clearly seeing that people are taking advantage of the school voucher program. People who already had their kids in private schools. Yep, guilty. When you make about 70 grand a year as a household income and you spend 20 of it on private school education, you know that a private school education is a sacrifice your family is willing to make. And there are a lot of families like that. Michaela Burris doesn't think that's fair. She doesn't think that people should care that much, apparently, about their children's education. She says, I respect choice, but you can pay for it. And then she continues, given the number of kids who in Upper Arlington are now availing themselves of Ed Choice scholarships, she goes, what that means to me is that resources are being taken away from public school kids, and those are public tax dollars. Nope. Wrong. Ignorant. Now, let's tell you a happy story, shall we, from education in the city of Columbus. There is a private school called Columbus Collegiate Academy that is located over on the east side. It's a little bit north of I-70, just a little bit south of East Main, where they model their program at school on something called the no excuses model. That sounds really racist and really intolerant, doesn't it? Yes. It's also very effective. Vince Bielski of Real Clear Investigations writes, in class after class, predominantly Black and Latino students appear seriously engaged with pencils in hand or fingers on keyboards. Teachers move rapidly through lessons. Hands shoot up to answer questions. No one is fooling around or disturbing others, which seems remarkable for a middle school full of teenagers. No, it's really not that remarkable. It's rare because few schools these days put expectations on students and require them to respond to those expectations. The no excuses model mandates rules for behavior that require students to sit up at their desks, remain silent unless called upon, and respect each other, which creates calm conditions for learning. Interesting. He cites an author named Doug Lemov, who wrote the No Excuses teaching manual entitled Teach Like a Champion. Equity for marginalized students starts with their high achievement in school. Yes, it does. Education is the key. But they're not getting it in Columbus City schools. They're not getting it in a lot of these schools, and I would say almost all of these schools that have joined the lawsuit against vouchers. Continuing from the story, what sets No Excuses schools apart is the priority they place on creating a culture of high expectations that is constantly reinforced. Students at the Columbus Academy here, not Columbus Academy, it's the Columbus Collegiate Academy. Columbus Academy is a woke trash heap. Columbus Collegiate Academy hear daily pep talks over the public address system about hard work leading to success. They strive to be included among the names of students who are learning rapidly that are posted in the hallway. What? You post the names of kids who achieve highly to raise the motivation among other kids? That might make the other kids feel bad. It also might make them try harder. The students look up at dozens of college pennants hanging on the walls, reminding them to keep their eye on the prize. There's a lot in this story. I can't wait to tell you about a young lady named Triana Holyfield, transferred into the school in 2023 to escape the rowdiness, bullying, and lack of rigor at a traditional middle school called Buckeye. You know where Buckeye Middle School is? It's a Columbus City school middle school. Holyfield says Buckeye students repeatedly pressured her to stop working hard in class to get good grades, a striving that some Black students disparage as, quote, acting white. Despite her pleas to teachers to intervene, the bullying continued. Here's a quote from Triana. There was no discipline, she said, and I wasn't being challenged in class either. What motivates her now? She tells Real Clear Investigations. I want to go to college and be a good example for my 5 siblings. This is uplifting, and it is also horrifically sad that a young lady in middle school begs her teachers to stop other students from bullying her because she wants to get a good education, and the teachers do nothing about it in Columbus City schools. But she's found a home at Columbus Collegiate Academy where they put expectations on students, and not so magically, the students achieve.
With SRN News, I'm Jeremy House in Washington. The House is expected to vote on a resolution holding Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress for refusing to turn over audio of President Biden's interview in his classified documents case. It's a move that comes just weeks after the White House blocked release of the recording to lawmakers. The Supreme Court has a lot of work left to do and little time to do it. The court is headed into its final few weeks with nearly half the cases heard this year are undecided, including ones that could reshape the law on everything from guns to abortion to social media. Jerry West, who was selected to the Basketball Hall of Fame 3 times and in a storied career as a player and executive, died this morning. Los Angeles Clippers making the announcement. West was 86. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 111 points. More details at srnews.com.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-504-8790. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-504-8790. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-504-8790.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be a bit...
News, opinion, passion. Here, 98.9 FM, The Answer, anywhere you go. With The Answer's mobile app at 98.9theanswer.com. Also on your smart speakers, TuneIn, or iHeart.
For anyone with everyday aches and pains, I've got a question. What are you missing out on? Probably a lot. So let me tell you about Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In about 3 weeks, you'll discover what it's like to feel better. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4RELIEF.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell.
Come on down to Land, where you can do things like clean your gutters, pay tolls, and even get the wrong thing you ordered. We got it all. Potholes, people talking at the movies, and don't forget about flat tires when it's raining. It's Land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, so customize your coverage with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. And relax, knowing you've got the coverage you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Hi, I'm Paul George with Keller Williams Greater Columbus Realty, host of the Paul George Real Estate Show, broadcasting every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on 98.9 The Answer. Using over 30 years of trusted real estate agent experience in Central Ohio, I'll share invaluable insights into the ever-evolving local real estate market, provide you with current trends, and bring industry experts who will share their wisdom on the art of buying and selling homes. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. right here on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Okay, got the details on the debate watch party, June the 27th at Dave and Buster's. What do we eat today? June the 12th. So we're talking about 2 weeks from tomorrow, I think. Don't call me to that. I know the date is the 27th. Here's what else I know. I know that we have tickets available, and I know the tickets are only $10. And I know you're going to be sorry if you're not one of the limited amount of people who get into the private room that we will have at Dave and Buster's. Yeah, you're not going to have to be in the big Dave and Buster's dining area where everyone else is. No, it's only going to be debate watchers for the 9890 Answer watch party that night. Doors will open at 8, program at 8:30. Nobody told me about a program. I guess I'm in charge of it, since I will be there to meet you and greet you and chat with you during the commercial breaks, because you know Joe Biden's not going to be able to make it through a 2-hour debate without going back to drink the mysterious orange drink in the plastic bottle with no label on it. So make sure you are there to watch the fun on June the 27th. Get your tickets for just $10 at 9890theanswer.com. The House is going to vote by the end of the day today on whether to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt for refusing to turn over the tape of Joe Biden's interview with special counsel Robert Hur. Garland's view is well, we've turned over the transcript, so you have no right to hear the tape. I can make the case as to why that is a stupid argument, but I will let House member Steve Scalise, the majority whip, make it for me.
Merrick Garland knows what the rules are. He issues subpoenas himself, and he doesn't let the person that he's issuing the subpoena to decide whether or not they want to comply. And yet that's what he said. He said he just doesn't think that this is something that he has to comply with. Well, with all due respect, Mr. Garland, this is not your decision. Congress has a constitutional duty to perform oversight, which is what we're doing. We're in the middle of an impeachment inquiry, which, as Chairman Jordan pointed out, has been voted on by the House already. And now we need to get the facts. You look at the White House themselves, they've acknowledged that as they've turned over the transcripts, those transcripts have been edited. Well, there's one way you can find out what the edits were, and that is to actually get the source tape, get the audio. That's the only way we're going to know what was really said. We know already by the White House's own admission that the transcript does not reflect what was said. It's only the audio that does, which is why we need to get the audio tape. And clearly there's no executive privilege. Otherwise, it's been pointed out, they wouldn't have turned over the transcript in the first place. But they've done it. But they've also acknowledged that they've edited the document that they turned over to us. Now we need to get the source document, which is the audio. And that's why we're moving forward.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says he has the votes. We will see. Boy, I'd love somebody to leak that tape of Biden. Here's my question. They fear it being used for political purposes. They've said that. They fear it being used for political purposes, which tells you that it could be used for political purposes, right? Like, you only fear something if it has a plausible chance of being what you fear, right? Like, you know what I don't fear? I don't fear being eaten by a shark. You know why I don't fear getting eaten by a shark? Because I don't go in the ocean. I don't fear being abducted by aliens because I just don't think that's really something realistic that could happen. But if you say driving through downtown Columbus on a random afternoon through the heart of the city, do you have a fear that you could get shot? Yeah, I do. That's why I don't do it very often, because it's happened to other people. I know it could happen to me. So if Garland and the Dems are terrified of the tape of Biden's interview with her being used for political purposes, that tells you they've heard it and they know it will be used for political purposes, because the president will appear to be exactly what the president is, which is a bumbling, stumbling idiot, a mush brain. Now, Garland yesterday wrote a column in the Washington Post, and I want to tear this apart to show you and educate you on how to parse what they say and see the fallacy in it. Garland says, last week a California man was convicted of threatening to bomb an FBI field office where hundreds of agents and other employees work. In one of his threats to the FBI, the man wrote, quote, I can go on a mass murder spree. In fact, it would be very explainable by your actions. Okay, so Garland then follows that up with this paragraph. These heinous threats of violence have become routine. Have they? Have they become routine? I don't come across a headline like this every single day. I don't come across a headline like this every single week or every single month. That would be the definition of routine. They have not become routine. That is a lie. I'm not saying it's not serious. It's very serious. I'm glad they apprehended this guy. I'm glad no FBI agents were hurt. I have friends who were FBI agents, and I have friends who work for the FBI now. I don't want them to be blown up. But Merrick Garland is selling you a false equivalency, that one instance is typical of many instances, and it's not. It is not. He says, these attacks come in the form of threats to defund particular department investigations, most recently the special counsel's prosecution of the former president. They come in the form of conspiracy theories, crafted and spread for the purpose of undermining public trust in the judicial process itself. Why would that be? Why would we have a proliferation of what Merrick Garland calls conspiracy theories? Let me see. The Hunter Biden laptop, which we were told was something we shouldn't pay attention to and couldn't circulate on social media because it had all the earmarks of Russian disinformation. And then, lo and behold, last week in Hunter Biden's federal gun trial, what did the federal government, the Department of Justice, Special Counsel David Weiss, what did he introduce into evidence to help convict Hunter Biden of all charges? Oh, that's right, the Hunter Biden laptop. The Hunter Biden laptop that the FBI had in 2019, a year before Miranda Devine and the New York Post wrote about it. The FBI had it for a year. How long does it take to authenticate a laptop? How long would it take Joe Biden to call Hunter Biden and say, Hunter, is that your laptop? Conspiracy theories, the Hunter Biden laptop. Is it a conspiracy theory that they circulated a memo that they were going to keep their eye on Catholics who went to traditional Latin masses? Is it a conspiracy theory that there was communication between, I think it was the American Federation of Teachers and the Biden White House about parents at school board meetings being an existential threat? Was that a conspiracy theory? Is it a conspiracy theory that they're prosecuting kids for making skid marks on gay pride murals on the street where you're, I thought, allowed to ride a scooter? And not prosecuting a single person in the pro-Hamas riots that took place in Lafayette Park around the White House just this week? Is that a conspiracy theory? Is it a conspiracy theory that people who pray outside abortion clinics are investigated and doxxed? Is it a conspiracy theory that no one is prosecuted for protesting outside the homes of Supreme Court justices when that is blatantly against the law? Are any of those conspiracy theories, Merrick Garland? No, they are not. And then he says, these threats trace to dangerous falsehoods about the FBI's law enforcement operations that increase the risk faced by our agents. Well, this is a very unfortunate thing that the agents are the face of the FBI, when the real problem, Merrick Garland, is people like you and Andrew McCabe and James Comey and Lisa Page, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. We can't get to them. And so it's very unfortunate that you, Merrick Garland, and your upper echelon political operatives in the Department of Justice are creating the very unsafe environment for your agents that you complain about and blame on others. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror if you want to know who's responsible for the negative attitude people have toward the FBI and toward the Department of Justice, because the culprit is looking back at you. He says these threats come in the form of false claims that the department is politicizing its work to somehow influence the outcome of an election. I hate to go back to the Hunter Biden laptop, but I think that makes a pretty eloquent case. Some claims are often made by those who are themselves attempting to politicize the department's work to influence the outcome of an election. Man, this guy, he is. I will say this: I'm not a huge Mitch McConnell fan, but we owe Mitch McConnell so much for keeping this partisan hack, Merrick Garland, off the Supreme Court. Because had he gotten on it under Obama, we would have to deal with him applying this complete, you talk about justice being blind. This is not what is meant by justice is blind, where you have like one eye shut to like fairness and equal application of the law, and you only see, like I always tell you, the Democrats, they have no mirrors. They have no mirrors. They have only windows. Look at that. Look at that. That's those Republicans, those extremists, those MAGA people, those conservatives. They're doing that. What are you doing? I don't know. I don't have a mirror in my house. I can't see myself.
Mostly sunny, nice afternoon. High today 83. Cleared to partly cloudy tonight, low 59. Partly sunny, warm day tomorrow, the high 89. Thunderstorm around on Friday morning. Otherwise, clouds and sun for the day. The high Friday at 84. Limited sun, less humid for us on Saturday. High Saturday at 82. On Sunday, partly sunny. It'll be a hot one. High on Sunday afternoon, pushing 90. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
The Tilton family at Tilton's Automotive Service has been serving our community with state-of-the-art equipment for nearly 35 years. From oil changes to detailing to complete engine replacement, we're here to serve you to the highest levels and make you part of the family. All our repairs are backed by a 36-month, 36,000-mile warranty. Check out our mobile app for discounts and specials. Tilton's Automotive Service, in the shadow of Anheuser-Busch in Columbus and just off Creekside in Gahanna. For more info, check out tiltonsauto.com. Take it to Tilton's.
Big tech, big government, and the progressives have done everything they can to silence truth and sanity, but there is a secret weapon out there that they cannot touch. 1 year ago, a new digital streaming platform, the Real Life Network, was launched to provide a desperate world with much-needed programming free from the overreach and interference of government and media. The explosive growth they have seen speaks for itself. In 1 short year, more than 100 programmers have jumped on board to provide all kinds of content. I'm proud to be among them, as you can find the Dennis Prager Show and several of my interviews on Real Life Network. And get this, over 30 million minutes of programs that are free from the influence of secular agendas have been viewed. Real Life Network can change your life, and it's free. Sign up now at reallifenetwork.com and receive a free digital download of Countdown, a book from...
And signals to people who have sometimes... I also hope that most Americans can understand the difference between a flag that symbolizes, love and acceptance, and signals to people who have sometimes feared for their safety that they're going to be okay, and insurrectionist symbology. I'll just leave it at that.
Where's Terry Moran? MyPillow.com products, thanks to you, another great night's sleep for me, and you can do the same. Take advantage of the $25 sale at MyPillow.com. Go there right now. You're not limited to just the original MyPillow for $25. Yeah, I said $25 for the pillow. I didn't say $25 off. That would still be a deal. I paid $75 for mine, worth every penny. We're in year 8 now of the MyPillow. Wash dry, never lose its shape, holds its shape throughout the night, stays cool. I don't know how, but it does. Many things that MyPillow has done include birth the product line that you will find at MyPillow.com, where many of the items, towels, slippers, slides, bathrobes, many of them are on sale for $25, not just $25 off, but $25. Now, you're not going to be able to get a MyPillow mattress for $25. There's a limit to Mike Lindell's largesse, but there is no limit to his ingenuity and for him caring about you getting a great night's sleep. So take advantage of the sale prices at MyPillow.com by using my promo code Bruce. MyPillow.com, promo code Bruce. The irony was delicious yesterday when Hunter Biden's conviction on 3 felony federal gun crimes came down. Guess where Joe Biden was? He was speaking at a Moms for Something against violence event, an anti-gun event. Here is the president. What I found most interesting about this is, while I play it for you, keep track of the number of lies Joe Biden tells about his own resume, and then we'll compare scores at the end.
We need you. We need you to overcome the relenting opposition of the gun lobby, gun manufacturers, when they oppose common sense gun legislation. I used to be a law when I was no longer the vice president. I became a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. Before that, I taught a constitutional law class. That's what I taught the Second Amendment. There's never been a time that says you can own anything you want. Never. You couldn't own a cannon during the Civil War. Well, think about it. How much you hear this phrase? The blood of liberty.
It's always an endearing scenario the president paints when he talks about using F-15s against American citizens. Here's the lie meter. He was never a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. He never taught a constitutional law class. You could and still can own a cannon. I was talking to a buddy of mine who said when he got out of college, he was thinking about buying at an Army surplus store like a submachine gun or some kind of like World War II like machine gun like you see in Saving Private Ryan. Back then, he said he could have bought it for a price that now would be like outrageous. Not an F-16 though. Biden has also said over previous speeches that guns kill more children than cancer or car accidents. That's a lie. And he has also said many times that the gun manufacturers are the only group in America that is immune from federal prosecution for accountability for making guns. That is not true either. So, Joe Biden at a gun event on the day his son is convicted of federal gun crimes, on the day his son's appeal to not be convicted for federal gun crimes because of his Second Amendment rights, which Joe Biden would love to take away from you, but not from Hunter, is delicious. Now, the Hunter Biden apology tour is in full go mode on network television. We are to feel sorry for Hunter Biden because he is an addict. Look, I don't like anybody being addicted. I don't like to see any family go through addiction. I know there are many moms and dads whose sons and daughters have been addicted despite the parents' best effort to pull them out of that addiction. That is not what happened with Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Joe Biden enabled his son's addiction by flying him around the world on Air Force Two to China to conduct business, collect millions of dollars in cash, and come back home. What is the one thing that would maybe retard somebody's ability to buy crack cocaine every day? Lack of money. Joe Biden was too busy using Hunter Biden as his bag man, fattening Joe Biden, Jim Biden, Jill Biden, and Biden grandchildren all over Delaware with the money Hunter was bringing back from Ukraine, Russia, China, and elsewhere, Romania. Joe Biden used Hunter Biden, and now you want us to feel sorry for Hunter Biden because he was using crack cocaine. Doesn't work that way. But it does with CBS's Major Garrett. Oh, so tragic. Oh, forgot that. I see. He did. Breaking news for Major Garrett. Hundreds of thousands of American families have lost people to cancer. Very few of them, none that I know, cope with it by becoming addicted to drugs and by staying addicted to drugs and going on crack cocaine-addled binges and hooking up with prostitutes and traveling the world collecting millions, tens of millions of dollars in cash. That's typically not the coping mechanism that most American families use. So nice try playing the sympathy card. I'm a no on that. I'm a no on that. But it was not just CBS's Major Garrett. It was ABC News with David Muir and with Terry Moran. Oh, so touching. Okay, I can't listen anymore. There's another minute of it. You don't get to ask for sympathy and excuse Hunter Biden's behavior when Joe Biden has stood up in Congress throughout his 5 decades of public service and talked about harsh penalties for drug users. You don't get to selectively apply it. Oh, well, actually, you do get to selectively apply it because David Weiss, the Delaware state attorney, did everything he could, he's a Democrat, of course, did everything he could to try to absolve Hunter Biden. They've let the most serious charges against Hunter Biden lapse by the statute of limitations. And Delaware is not going to revive and breathe life into a crime that has expired via the statute of limitations like they did in New York to go get Hunter Biden and to apply true justice for all of his crimes. They're not going to do that. So, no, I don't feel sorry for. Is Hunter Biden 13? Is he 23? He's a 50-plus-year-old man. He hid drugs and a gun in the car that his teenage daughters drove. He got his beloved brother Bo's former wife, Hallie, addicted to crack cocaine and included her among his array of sexual partners, which is creepy beyond belief. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.